Hi, my name is Kegan Kisorio, Programs Manager at Reprodrive.
My name is Bridget Kurgat, the Director, Reprodrive.
And welcome to the Reprodrive Connect segment.
I'm so excited to sit here with you just to talk about Reprodrive's journey and also getting to learn about how does it feel to run a youth-led organization, or should I say a successful youth-led organization.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I believe over the years, as we will get to know, we have been through several challenges as youth running organizations. So I believe we're going to talk a lot.
So most people in this region, in particular Uasin Gishu County, I believe we are seen as leaders in the space that we are in.
Yeah.
But what people may not know is how we started.
True.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give people, the behind the scenes of Reprodrive and how it came to be.
Yeah.
So the funny bit is Reprodrive started in, when a group of youth, we were actually 14, in a dining table. And how the conversation started is one of the men there actually asked, with us seated here, from the lens of the ladies and the men, tell us how you support your partner during their menstrual cycle.
So that is how it started.
Yes, that is how it started. And everyone actually gave out their experience. So for the men, they spoke about being supportive boyfriends. For the ladies, they spoke about how hard it was for them during that time.
Wow. And
it was just a random thing. And out of it, I said, how about we start an organization that actually champions for menstrual health? And that was the end. And all of us were in campus, so everyone went to their different universities. So when we went back, I gave it a thought. And for me, when I suggested about us starting an organization, I was serious about it. So I went back to campus. I was in KU, the great KU. And while at it, I also formed a group of people in my class. I studied gender, and I asked them, how about we start an organization that relates to menstrual health? And I was targeting people who are also coming from Uasin Gishu County.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so we also had a discussion about that. But going forward, I now merged people from my campus with also the guys that met at home within the different campuses. And that is how Reprodrive started.
Well, it's a whole journey, I mean. It's a whole journey. So let me take you back. When this is before any registration, before anything, right?
Yeah.
So it's the journey before even Reprodrive being in existence. It's just an idea.
Yes, that was an idea. We actually even struggled with the name. So initially, the name was Red Army.
Red
Army from menstruation. And then I don't know who alerted us that Red Army was some kind of a movement that was actually not, well intended. So we went back to the drawing board and decided Reprodrive. So Reprodrive is technically from reproductive health, and then the drive is now the drive that
behind
we had,
the young people now.
The young people. So that is how it came out to be Reprodrive.
And by this, till today, so many people don't really get the name behind Reprodrive. So, guys.
Yeah. And then, of course, we came out with the lovely tagline, showing care.
Yeah.
Because remember how we started this, everyone was giving their experiences, how they support their partner during that moment. So it was about showing care during the menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
So it came to Reprodrive, showing care.
Nice. So now I'd like you to tell us just before the registration, or even after, before now Reprodrive started doing the activities. Just give us just a brief till the day of registration, and don't forget to mention the date of our registration.
All right, so initially, like we said, we ran Reprodrive without any particular structure. Even as seated here, as the director, the programs manager, those were positions that really didn't matter. And all of us, we were members of Reprodrive. We did not have any tagline. And we actually, in the long run, formed a WhatsApp group and our Facebook group of 47 members of young people, and we called ourselves Friends of Reprodrive. So we had the members who actually helped with the day-to-day, and then we had the friends who helped us with the fundraising.
And support, just technical support.
The technical support in terms of even just coming to the activity. So initially we just used our own money, contributions from the 47 members, and we used to contribute initially 500 shillings, which was...
on a monthly basis.
On a monthly
Remember
basis.
we were in campus.
Yeah, that's your pocket money. And then I don't know how it came about, and we decided, no, we want to increase the figure to 1,000. So out of our pocket money, each one of us was contributing 1,000. So at least we knew we had 47,000 at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And from that 47,000, we would buy sanitary towels.
Yes.
And then we identify the schools, and we worked closely with the guidance and counseling departments. And hey, shout out to Kamagut Secondary School.
I think that was our booster.
Yes.
Yeah.
And shout out to them because they gave us the opportunity to talk to the girls in relation to, what it entails, the journey entails of menstrual health. And they actually supported us and even gave us some pocket money from their department.
Yeah, they actually supported.
Yeah, they supported.
They really loved our activities, because how we went about it, I remember, it was more of, you remember the way in high school there was extravaganzas. We didn't want to be the boring lecturers or the boring people who were coming to give you lectures, but we wanted to bring out some fun in our awareness that we were passing. So I think being the pioneer event at Reprodrive, it really actually gave us a go ahead. Okay, we were wondering, okay, now how are we going to tackle it? But eventually, with the support from the community, we got, I think we only bought sanitary towels for that day, because somebody came in, gave us the PA system. The MCs were there, we were dancing, we went live. So everybody, it was a whole fun day.
Yes, it was a whole community behind us.
Yeah.
And then I think we also now got the next opportunity from Liberty Girls.
Yeah, Liberty.
Shout out to them as well.
Yeah.
They gave us the exposure.
Let me cut you short. I remember at that time we had not even, I don't think we had registered.
No, we hadn't.
We hadn't registered. So what happened during now after event, we were taken to the staff room. Now, not as students, now as partners, we were asked, by the way, who are you guys? We looked at each other and we were like, by the way, who are we? So that is how we took the bold step of now registering. So
Oh yes, so at this point now we were looking about how do we increase our funding base. And when we went and checked online, they wanted the common clause, you have to be a legally registered organization.
Of course.
So we had to take the bold step of registering Reprodrive to be a community-based organization. But that wasn't actually the plan. Initially we thought it'd be a foundation.
Yeah. Reprodrive the foundation.
And then at this point we were like, what does it entail to be a foundation? I think for us it was just the name.
It was a fancy name.
The fancy name, foundation.
Yeah.
But when we go to see what it entails and
the requirements
and the resources we had to have, no, I don't think we are at this level.
Yeah.
And for NGO, we also saw what it entails and even the amount needed to register, and it was not feasible. And that is how we ended up registering
as a
community-based organization.
Yeah.
Which I think was a brilliant idea because this whole idea of Reprodrive was a community-led approach. And so we registered it as a CBO. That was 10th August
2016. Yeah.
It was amazing. And they needed 15 members and we were 47. So indeed it was a community-based organization.
Yeah.
And so 10th August comes, that was the year 2016. We've registered and the great idea of launching the organization comes into vision. Keegan, maybe take us through the journey.
I think here we have to do it together because so many sections. I remember we were doing several things at the same time. We were we had the great idea, but I'm telling you, the finances. So I think the launch, we had set a date. We had set a date for the launch, which was in February of 2017. We had the whole idea planned. We brought in a committee from our board. We had several supporting people, and both technical event planners, and then we asked them to draw us now a plan and an idea from what we gave them, I remember. And then they did the costings for us. Let me not go to the costing, but let's go back to how it actually happened. So remember, everybody is still in campus. Meeting is only during the break.
Yes.
Middle, when the semesters, the break in between the semesters. So we had this idea. We want to do something big. We want to involve people from the community, both government, both people from different areas, especially the community, people who are actually supporting the community. So we're looking to now county officials, our friends, the friends of Reprodrive. Remember, we had 47 people. Some of them we had never met them, and they were always supporting us. So we wanted an occasion where it brought us all together. So I remember, Bridget, we had a meeting, I think it was in Nairobi, where we were sitting down planning and looking at now the ideas. And then you had this idea where you wanted it to be not in Nairobi, but here on the ground. Yeah.
Yes, the idea was it to be a community-led organization, and this is where we started, and this is where we got the buy-in.
Yeah.
So the idea was it must happen in Eldoret.
Yeah.
And maybe just to take you back, we had this grand plan, we had this budget, but we didn't know how to finance.
Nope.
But as young as we were, as broke as we were, we knew we wanted it in a big hotel. We just didn't know how. You know, with fancy decorations, with our pink and purple colors. By the way, our colors are amazing. Check out our website.
And our social media pages.
And so for us, we were like, we are going big. We are going to procure an hotel. We don't know how we are going to pay, but that is where it will happen.
Yeah.
And we set aside different figures, from individuals to corporates to small organizations.
Yeah.
But at the back of our minds, we only wanted 150. At this point, for us, the 150 was enough to pay our bills, minus any other thing. For us, we just wanted the launch. We didn't even think about, the launch bringing in funding, a concept that we now know. For us, we just wanted to launch it. Yeah.
So even before the launch date now, we wanted to showcase what we have done, what we have been doing in the community. So I remember all of us came down to Eldoret, and then we started going rounds in the villages that we have been working in, the schools, inviting people. We didn't have that picture where the people we have invited might surpass. Yeah.
So for us, our dream was 150. I mean, the only thing we did was go into villages. And by the way, shout out to our Singishu community. We'd go to villages and they'd cook us mandazi
and tea in the afternoon.
Yeah, I really feel like we've been favored all along our journey. So we wanted to help the community, but the community was always using their resources to help us spread, the agenda. And I still remember that day. The hall was filled. We didn't even have seats for some of the guests. And remember, we didn't have money. We hadn't paid the hotel.
We had not paid.
Even the deposit. But now we are going to tell the manager, you need to increase food.
By almost double.
By almost double. Then I think myself, Kigen, and our chairperson, we'd meet briefly for 2 minutes, and I'm like, by the way, tutalipaje hii bill? Like, but we'll tell each other, you know, tomorrow will take care of itself. So we had told the hotel we'd manage to pay this bill after 2 years post the event, because the money that people had paid is the one that is going to pay them. But remember, we had surpassed the figure.
Yeah.
But the hotel was really kind enough, and they actually acted like on the spot. You know, more food came in, more chairs and all that. And we had amazing guests attending.
It was amazing. And I think now the icing on the cake, the cherry on the cake, the people we had invited to be the guest speakers. Should we tell them?
Why not?
Dr. Awakovewala.
Yes, who then worked at Amref.
Yes.
Yeah. We also had the amazing Jambi Koikai.
Wow.
She's phenomenal. And, you know, even her influence with issues on endometriosis, something that was silent at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was actually sick then, but she took the initiative just to join us and spread the word.
Yeah. Big shout out to even Daktari.
Yes.
Daktari gave us, she did the best.
Yes.
The speech, the conviction that she gave out to people, why talking about menstrual hygiene, not just for women, but why are also why men should be involved in this journey. It was amazing.
It was amazing that you know, our vision was coming, you know, right before our eyes.
I think for some few hours, we even forgot about the bill.
Yes. We forgot the bill. And maybe just to mention again, we hadn't even paid the guests who were coming. Because we had only paid the air tickets.
The flights.
We hadn't paid their accommodation. Remember, there was the launch part where there was the entire dinner and all that. And how didn't we even think of a brunch? So we decided it was a dinner. You know, a full course. We didn't have money, but we decided that is what we were doing. So on top of that, we hadn't paid accommodation for our guests. For the flights, we had just fundraised in our WhatsApp team. And at the end of that night, we didn't even care. We didn't even sleep that night. We were just happy that people came.
Yeah.
This is an initiative for Wasingishu County. That is, you know, the scope we had. But we had amazing people from Trans Nzoia County. Shout out to them. Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi County.
Yeah.
And they worked for the county government. We also had the business community.
Yeah, they really supported
coming
us.
in.
Yeah.
Yes. And maybe we really need to even acknowledge, is it Kimeli? I mean, he really supported us.
Yeah,
from the word go. He believed in us. And him coming from just the business community was a testimony that, you know, community impact needs all of us.
I think that was the whole launch.
And it was
amazing.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Let's now fast forward. Now we have launched the organization. We now have, actually we did some fundraising for the activities that we had planned after now post the launch. So fast forward now to the activities, now to the programmatic side, now implementing, because we presented our strategic plan. Now it was about now actualizing and implementing that plan. So you can take us through how we started now doing our activities. Now we are a fully registered organization. We have launched it. Now let's go forward.
So a beautifully launched organization that we spent thousands, didn't even have an office.
Didn't have an office.
Completely. And I remember the records, our finance records, we'd use the black book and then we'd put the receipts in between.
Inside.
But anyway, the dream was there. We went ahead, applied for grants.
Yeah.
And then we saw a call that was directly related to what we really liked at that point, which was for adolescents and youth, sexual and reproductive health program. So we went ahead. Remember, we had zero experience in grant writing.
Still in campus?
Yes, still in campus. And then zero skills, zero audited accounts.
You didn't even know about auditing of accounts.
I mean, what was an audited account? All you knew was a black book with receipts in the middle.
So long as we had the records. But I think I appreciate one thing about us, and I think it should be a lesson to other organizations, since we are doing, we're trying to show that so long as you have a dream, so long as you have a mission, and so long as you're accountable, you can move far. We had all our receipts from the day we started, from the day we started the organizations. We had all our receipts in a black book. Yeah. So,
so, you know, through, I think, the grace of God, we got a response for our first
call.
Yeah, that they were coming for due diligence. We didn't even have a company email. How they trusted us, it's still a shock, because you're using our personal Gmail account. So our amazing team of 47 members, Friends of Reprodrive, came in, and that is how we now started paying for the office, just for the short term. Now we were, we are now growing, so just paying for for a few days, then we'd work from that space, and then the due diligence team came in.
I think even before they came in, they took almost a year. After we responded to they actually put out a call, and then they responded that they will get back to us.
Yes.
Then they took a whole year. I think they were watching us.
Everything went silent.
Everything went silent. So we went back to our usual routine.
Yes.
Our quarterly activities, coming down to Wasingishu, doing our activities, going back to school. I think what actually drove them was the ambition and the mission that what we wanted, our vision as Reprodrive. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, they might tell us. Yeah, but
we might never know behind the scenes.
Yeah. I remember after like almost 9 months, we get a call. Hi, my name is, we're coming on Tuesday. This was I think on a Friday.
Yeah.
We're coming for due diligence on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
I remember I'm still in Nairobi. I think at that time you had traveled to Coast. Hey, so gathering now the team, bringing them together. Guys, we need to start. Remember, this is not a Kenyan organization. The guys have come all the way.
But I mean, shout out to us. Imagine it's the first thing. We don't have like the usual ways of recording our financial statements. We didn't have everything in place. But our first donor is the Children's Investment Fund Foundation.
Yeah, through Options Consultancy.
Yeah. So I think that was a huge milestone for us. Like we'd, taken like 100 milestones ahead.
Yeah. So during that due diligence, I think what actually caught me was they asked us, okay guys, we understand, we know, we have worked in this space, we know that you guys don't have these things, you don't have structures in place, you don't have your policies, you don't have your constitution. We had a constitution at least,
but it was standard
weak.
Yeah.
So they asked us, okay, let's be totally honest with each other.
Yes.
You need capacity building.
Yeah.
And we said yes.
And you were ready for it.
We were ready for it. And I think over the years, over time, shout out to, we started with working with Tashrifa.
She was amazing.
She was amazing. Tashrifa took us in like we were her child actually. Wow.
It's amazing how she had the patience to just take us step by step. It's one thing to be employed And it's another thing to be passionate about bringing people up to speed, people with zero background on how to run projects. And this was a 5-year program.
So during the due diligence, she's actually the one who asked, guys, we know your skills are still at 10%. Let's be honest. She actually said, let's be honest, guys. We know. So are you guys ready to be capacity built? And we said yes.
And that is how the journey started.
That is how our journey started.
And it was a 5-year journey. We won't get into the details. If you want to know the details, we have our other segment in our social media. Check out Reprodrive, all our social media handles. You'll get to know the specifics of the Sapphire project.
So fast forward, we started our 5-year contract with them. It was a strengthening grant, and I think this should go out to other organizations who are actually coming up. Once you're ready to learn, once you're open, trust me, there's people out there, there's big organizations out there who are willing to support grassroots organizations through the journey, because some of them have the funds but don't have the access at the community level. The good thing with us as community-based organization and grassroots organizations is that we have deep roots within our communities.
True.
We understand the challenges, and even the solutions actually community-led. And this brings the fact that if a solution comes from the community, it is actually sustainable and it works for them, you know. But now with the guidance and the funding and the grants that we get from the donor space and our local solutions, we're actually able to solve community problems.
Just to pick from where you've said, and just to add to the wisdom, there's a saying that goes that when the student is ready, the master will appear. So immediately we had Sapphire, we also had Triggerize coming in.
Now bringing in the technology aspect through the TICO platform. Still running, still very strong. We are actually very grateful for them. It was a 1-year grant. We actually worked with the Triggerize. It was I think it was all about it. Actually, it was disseminating information and services to young people through the tech space. It actually worked really well.
So we are not going to bore you with the successful parts of it. Even with the flowers that we'd managed to have all this time. We also got to a period where we ran dry, guys. Like zero. Completely. Even with these 2 big donor funding. So it was a really tough year. That was 2023.
2023 hit us.
It hit us.
Yeah.
That is when we knew like resource mobilization is not a walk in the park. For proposal writing, I mean the list response time duration is 6 months. So we kept on writing proposal after proposal after proposal. It's a regret or no response. I think that was our lowest moment. Like we felt like finally we had gotten into this space.
I think all our flowers are so high, thinking that now that we have landed into this space, we can never go back. Even if we didn't, because honestly I think we just did proposals for the sake, but we had not really gotten the nitty-gritties of actually planning for the future.
So for anyone watching us, when you're starting an organization, watch out. See how the growth of the organization, you know, the different succession plan, the sustainability plan. I mean, it's very crucial to have a sustainability plan. I think that was a lesson learned. And then I feel also like don't be too much excited when things go the right way. But anyway, we kept on. Remember when we started, we were just contributing. It was volunteer. No one had a salary. We were the same people with the same passion. So we continued that way. But the most amazing part about 2023 is we got to sharpen our grant writing skills.
Oh my God.
So I felt like it was just a year of us trying to see what does the donor want, and just aligning to it. And I think it was finally December. Was it December 8th?
Yeah, I have the dates.
You have to have the dates, I mean. Is now when we got an email from the African Women Development Fund.
Yeah.
After a whole year of silence.
The impact, after all that impact, we're looking at just implementing our projects where we know it's running, our well is running dry.
Yeah.
But
I actually feel we were in a desert at that point by December.
We kept on pushing. So December 8th hit.
Yes.
And we got our successful
email. I mean, we were so done with the year. And remember, before that, Reprodrive was running a portfolio of 57 people who are on salary. And we are one organization that we believe as young people, you must compensate people so that they are able to be comfortable to run. So even our volunteers got something at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So here we were, 57 members jobless. And you can imagine even now the impact in the community, because their children depended on them. There are people who depended on them. But anyway, we got to learn our lessons. AWDF was here. We actually were not sure. We were like, hey, umeona hiyo email, uko sure? And then at that point, I don't know if you knew, but there was a scam in the website using the same African Women Development Bank who are writing people the email. So we were asking ourselves, like, is it the legitimate AWDF or is it the other one? But we thank God, like, it had their official...
their team was quite fast in responding to such. Emails were out saying that there is this potential of people trying to scam people. They really acted fast. They acted fast on that. Closed that loop. Yeah, and then I think there was also like a bit of silence, like 2 weeks, and now we were getting to the Christmas season. Anyway, things got we really did things fast. Whatever documentation they wanted, we had. Remember, with the capacity building, we now had everything in place. And this is where we are. Yeah, this is where we are. Now, we've talked about the capacity strengthening that we received from Options Consultancy through the CIF funding. We have AWDF currently running. It's all about transformative gender and creating a gender-just society. So when you look back from where we are, what does the future entail?
Yeah, I think even before I speak the future, I want to say, like, I'm glad we started.
Yeah.
First of all, like, I'm glad we didn't let, like, the challenges and the barriers hinder the vision. Starting from where we didn't have our office to now being thought leaders in the county government and within the community. So for me, I see a future where Reprodrive will shape policy agendas, not only in Uasin Gishu, but in Kenya. Because I feel like once we get it right here, even if we are not the ones implementing directly in other counties, other people will learn from us.
Yeah.
I also feel like you see how people say, like, the future belongs to young people. I feel like we are already there.
Yeah.
So the future will actually belong to the young people.
Yeah.
And will also be, I feel, be in a place whereby grassroots organization will be respected to be leaders in the industry. Unlike in the past, whereby we had to wait for international organizations to come in and solve issues.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, because as communities, we have the solutions. We know our problems.
Yes.
We understand. our problems, and we have the solutions. We just need support
Yes.
to implement and actualize and resolve and mitigate our problems. So I think to other organizations out there, just stick to your vision, stick to your mission. It will work out with the support, with now capacity strengthening. I am seeing right now major funders are looking for people who can actually now capacity build grassroots organizations. I think people need to take advantage of such opportunities, because this is now taking you from the step that you are now to the next step. Yeah, so I think the future for us is bright. I believe. I know.
We are certain.
Yeah, we are
and maybe
certain.
our call to action is for the donor space. When you get to see those proposals from young people, give them a chance. Most of the time, like they don't have everything in place, but they will deliver.
Yeah, I think that is very true, because as I said, the problems are with us. The solutions are actually with us. We just need support.
Yeah. And for every young people out there, just start.
I think that's the best call to action, right?
Yeah, just start.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will take care of itself. It's a legit statement, by the way.
Yeah, because currently, just as we are ending this, when you see the funders who are out there right now, they're looking for grassroots organization, to implement projects. You know, like the trust that the African Women Development Fund had for us. They had a fund for us to further our skills and to further our capacity.
Yeah.
They understand that we are not there yet, but they are willing to give us
walk the journey with us.
Now, to the counties that we are all working in, we are not just asking for the space. We are here to work together. Civil society organizations out here are not, they're not like people to critique you, but rather to hold the government accountable. And to support, you see. Just the way Uasin Gishu County government is accommodating civil society organizations. Right now, we are partners rather than like their critique.
Yeah.
You know, we are partners in this. We are working together to serve the community. We are working together to benefit that last person at the community level. So let's join hands together. Let's come together. Let's work towards the vision and the goal that we have in our different spaces.
Yeah. Thank you, Kigen, for that awesome wrap up. So maybe as we end, we want to thank each and everyone who has worked with us throughout this journey before 2016 to date. Thank you for trusting in us. Thank you to all the donors and the partners for also trusting in us. Thank you to the young people and everyone who's made Reprodrive to be where it is today. And going forward, we'll continue showing care, like our tagline says. But we want to urge all of us, follow us in all our social media platforms at Reprodrive. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Reprodrive. You're going to see the awesome programs that we run. You're also going to see the new innovations that we are going forward with. And we ask you to join us in this journey. Thank you so much.